Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing good today. Today is a very, how are we going to put it, sentimental video, because Chris and I, or husband and I, we got married last September, September 21, and I cannot believe it. Over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of sat down, and you know when you kind of think to yourself, I got married last year, are you joking? I thought it would be lovely to reflect, not only for like just coming on here and sharing with you guys, but really for myself, knowing that I've got a video that I can look back at, because I did put a video up of our wedding day, but I kind of never went into anything. I never explained. It was a bit of a surprise. I never told anyone, and I've got some little things that I really want to show. So I've got like a beautiful box. I've got some just little bits, and I've also got my little notebook that I got from Home Bargains, I think last year, and I've got some little like questions so I can answer them and kind of just like really like divulge into like an insight of our day, and hopefully that you enjoy this video as much as I hopefully will. So if you like this video and you are new around here, then please consider liking the video and subscribing down below. So, like I said, me and Chris got married the 7th of September 21, and we arranged our wedding within 3 weeks. Now, bearing in mind that we already had our licence in place, so that's why we was able to kind of like go ahead with that in such a short notice. When I started YouTube, I think it was a couple of months after we was meant to get married in 2020. So we had our wedding, we had it booked for the 2nd of May 2020, and then of course a couple of months prior to that, the whole pandemic started. It was, you know, not a lot of us knew where it was going to go at that point, and me being naive, I booked it again for then October 2020, thinking, yeah, by then, like, surely things would be recovered by then. Yes, we booked it for October, I think it was October the 17th. So of course we had quite a lot of people coming at that point. So we had to like tell everyone that it was cancelled. People were travelling down, and yeah, it was one of them. It was very upsetting to tell everyone that, sorry guys, you're gonna have to cancel whatever you got going on to come to our wedding. But originally we had, because obviously bearing in mind, I booked this like over a year in advance. I booked my hair, accessories, the venue, the register office that was getting married at, which was Dudley Register Office, and yeah, hair, cars, you name it, you know, we booked it. A lot of other things that I wanted to book in advance, and of course like having to tell them that we're rearranging. So yeah, there was a lot of things that were in place that it's just awkward, and I do feel really sorry for anyone who's had to do the exact same thing, especially on a bigger scale. Anyway, so we come to when it come to the October, a couple of weeks before we was going to get married, the government restricted a lot of the restrictions again. You can only have like, I think it was about 10 people. I think it was 10. It could have been a lot less than that. I can't particularly remember. Bearing in mind, we was able to have 68 people in that room. We kind of made the decision between ourselves that the world just did not feel right. We made the decision, no word of a lie, to completely cancel everything, not rearrange, nothing like that, cancel. So we lost quite a lot of money in terms of like deposits, etc. And yeah, we just decided not to go ahead with the wedding, and that was that. I was like, we'll book it in a few years, whenever we're ready. But we did have a honeymoon booked. We was going to go to Pembrokeshire in Wales, and we had a large hot tub, and was like, let's just still go. Yeah, that was on the Monday. Yeah, the Friday, Wales shut its borders. They did. Well, actually, no, they didn't shut the borders. They wasn't allowing people who were in the red zone. Now, like I said, I live in the West Midlands, right? All of us are in red zone, even out of a pandemic, right? So, of course, we were restricted. We couldn't go, and that was more heartbreaking more heartbreaking than the actual wedding itself. And that sounds bad, but we already had like disappointment from the wedding, so we kind of just already had that feeling. But we just really wanted to go on holiday, so we had to cancel that. It was an absolute shite year. I think for a lot of us, there was a lot more worse things happening in the world, and I get that, you know, people dying, etc., and couldn't visit like care homes and whatever. But obviously, each one of us have been affected in so many different ways about it, and I think each one is valid, no matter how other people view of it. If that makes sense. So we kind of just left it. I was like, that's it now, forget it. And then months and months later, it was like August 21. Oh god, this is going on long, but hopefully it's a bit of a story time, and hopefully you enjoy like listening to things like this. So it got to about August 21, and I kind of, you know, when you just sit there and think, I wish that did happen, or, you know, you get more into the relationship, and I was like, you know what, I kind of wish that I was just married and I could go on to the next stage in my life. I felt like something had to happen for me to just to continue. Anyway, so we got to about August, and I had these visions in my head. I was like, why don't we just get married? You know, we looked at the prices at the actual register office. Bearing in mind it's absolutely beautiful. We thought if you get married in the January, it's so discounted because of the time of the year. And I was like, why don't we just look for January and see if there's like an open spot? We'll book it and we'll get married in January. I thought, forget it. I don't want the big wedding, because we was originally going to go into all of that. Anyway, so it got to, you know, August, and I started to like inquire. I think we was going to look into that, and then I had a mad idea that we was just going to get married at a different register office in our town, and just have me and Chris and two witnesses. We literally got like that. We was like, forget it, I just can't be bothered, the aggro with people and getting people there and whatever. Anyway, so it got to that point, and I inquired, and they said, sorry, you can't do that because your license is already valid for the original venue. I was like, oh my god, you are joking, right? It wasn't really a big deal looking back at it now, but I had like an image in my head of how we could go about it. We was literally planning to get married the week after. Like, we was like, when's your next available date? When can we come in? 45 quid, jobs are good in, right? Oh, that was the reason why I wanted to look in January. No, the reason why we didn't go to that route is because I knew we had to buy another license, but our license ended on the 9th of September. So that's why I was like, when's your next available soonest date? And we thought that if we could get married, then it's done. But that we wasn't able to. So I went on to the Dudley Register Office website, and I looked on there, and they said, sorry, but we're not taking any new bookings. We need to like catch up on COVID, and whatever. And that broke my heart. I was like, that's it then, we'll just stick with what we had planned originally and just book it in a few years. I just had like a spare in the moment vision. And then, me being me, I don't knock down, right? If I want something, depending on what mood I am, I'm gonna go into it with all my power. And bearing in mind, I already booked a wedding at the Dudley Register Office anyway, so I had previous emails to the actual lady who deals with it, whereas you wouldn't get that normally if you're just booking for the first time, if you know what I mean. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna email that lady, and I basically emailed her. I was like, look, I know you're not accepting new weddings, because bearing in mind, I cancelled mine previously, and I just said, look, I know you're not taking any bookings, but our licenses run out on the 9th of September. Can you get us in? Is there a next availability? Was there? Yes, there was. She literally come back to me and said, well, if your licenses run out on the 9th, we've got an availability on the 7th. All these different like add-ons, whatever she needed to say. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Snapped it up. And that's how we kind of got to the fact that we had 3 weeks to get everything together. Bearing in mind, I already had a dress, but I wasn't going to use that. We didn't have suits. We cancelled all the cars. We cancelled everything. And we had 3 weeks. And I kind of made that decision at that point. I was like, a lot of things just don't matter right now. Like, when you go through all of those different events, should we say, a lot of heartbreak, you know, bearing in mind there's a lot of things happening in the background as well, you kind of do get to that point where you're like, that, all of that doesn't matter. Now, I'm not sitting here saying spending 15, 20 grand on a wedding, it doesn't, is a bad thing. It's really not. You do whatever you want to do. But for me, I've got so many dreams and aspirations that that money could go to something else. So the fact that I'm married now and I literally got married, I think it would barely cost us anything really in a grand scheme of things. So I've got like things that I want to show, and that's, I don't know how I'm explaining this, and I hope I'm explaining it well enough. But that's kind of how it ended up being such short notice. We had licenses running out. I didn't really want to spend the 70-80 quid. I think it's £75 to get another license, because that was another thing that I didn't realise. If you get a marriage license, that only entitles you to one particular venue. This is what it is in England anyway. I don't know what it's like anywhere else. So if you decide, actually, oh, I actually don't want to get married there anymore, I want to move over to there, you have to pay for another license. And I just didn't want to prepare to do it, to be honest. I would have if we ended up doing it later on, but I'm so glad that it ended up as it was. So yeah, we booked a wedding and we was going to get married in 3 weeks. So I'm just going to go on and end up getting some of the questions up now and just let you know, yeah, just kind of talk about it really, because this is going to be a long video, isn't it? I hope you're all here still. Grab yourself a cup of tea. All right, I've got my little flask here. Well, not a flask, it's like, what they're called now, you know. It was absolutely fantastic. I cannot have wished, like even me and my mum say it to this day, it could not have got any better. What we did is, I think it was 2:30 we got married. I got up, I had a bath, I drove to my mum's, my mum decorated her house. We got ready, I did my own hair, I did my own makeup, I got ready. And we got in the car, our lovely family friend, he drove us in his Audi and we went there, like in that. And then I got to the venue. We had our closest people there, and I'm so grateful to this day that they, within 3 weeks, they managed to come. Like, they made our day really special, and even me and Chris, like, we just cannot believe the love we felt on that day, genuinely. We got to the venue, we got married, and we came out of the venue. It was such a beautiful day as well. It was like over 30 degrees. Now in the UK that is very unknown, but for some reason we booked the day within like it was like 3 days and it was like over 30 degrees. It was insane. And we booked the hottest day going. It was very, very warm, but the weather was stunning. Everyone was sweating, but we got on with it. And yeah, we took photos. We kind of split during the day because my mum actually hosted like a party at her house. So we had like a buffet, and she made us like a cake, a wedding cake. If I can, I'll try and put some pictures up whilst I'm talking. But she made such a beautiful cake. I had loads of different ideas about a cake, and I just said, Mum, just do what you want. We literally went to like Asda the week before. We got some icing. My mum does cakes. She loves making cakes. Any events that go on, whether it's the Queen or the birthdays, she will make a beautiful cake. She's made loads, and it was such an honour for not only me to ask, but for to know that my mum did my wedding cake. No one else. Her love went into the cake. That means more to me, and I'll cherish that forever. It was just stunning, and just everything about it. I'm just trying to think what was going on. And then my stepdad, he was videoing the day. So not only did I create some kind of video the best I could, a lot of that footage was from my brother. So thanks, James, for that. But yeah, he did. So I created that little video, but he did a lot more insight, a lot more raw. Someone's looking at me in the window, so that's really, really embarrassing. And oh no, they're not watching anymore. So yeah, a lot more raw that of me. saying that, he actually created like a video, like a DVD. So it's like the marriage of Isobel and Chris, and there's just like loads of different things. He put them into chapters like making the cake, like behind the scenes of my mum doing the cake, which again I wouldn't have seen. Balloon fun, the big day arrives, the wedding, like all these different things, and like cutting the cake. So again, like very much homemade, which is absolutely amazing. If you want these, they're on sale for £10. I'm not joking. But yeah, so that was really nice. And then it was that, and then at the end we went and stopped in a hotel. We had some family there as well who stopped, and we had like just like some drinks with some friends, and we had time with them, and that was it. That was our day, and it was the best day. We couldn't have wished for anything better, and honestly, I can't even explain. It was just beautiful, absolutely stunning. Yeah, let's go on to the next question. I'm not sad it's over. I do have like a few, how can I put it? I do have a few moments where I'm like, oh, so we're married now. We're never going to have like a moment like that again. But I think that's the whole point. Not the whole point. I can't explain it. But I love the idea of like later on in the line, if we're lucky enough just to like have a blessing in church, or like renew vows, or I don't know, something like that. There's always that stigma where if people renew vows of like had an affair or something, which could possibly be true, but I just love that idea. So I love to, in the future, when it marks a certain anniversary, maybe having some blessings in a church. I think that would be absolutely beautiful, and I would definitely do that. So I'm not sad it's over. I'm just happy that we managed to have a day that meant so much to us, and we can just have more adventures with each other. Next question. 110%. The anxiety that comes with it really is true. So if you're planning on just doing getting married between yourselves, getting a couple of witnesses, I would very much recommend, if I'm honest. But of course, every circumstance is different. You're going to have your ups and downs. People are going to have their opinions. And that's why I'm glad it's bloody over, because I can't deal with it. Of course you can. I mean, I did do a full video. What I'll do is I'll link that down below. So if anyone's really interested in looking at that again, or looking for the first time, it's in the description below, and there's some pictures on there and some videos. Cracking, nothing's changed, you know. It is what it is. I've lived with Chris for years now, so that's not changed. It's just nice. It's just nice. I mean, knowing that like he's my husband. I mean, even saying husband like still makes me feel a bit like, what, is that who you are? And the fact that I'm a wife, and I mean, he always calls me the wife. You know, when like they talk to other people, yeah, the wife. It literally is that now. So I don't know. It's just lovely. It's just nice knowing that we're married, and yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, to be honest. It's the same bloody thing. I've just signed my signature. Now, this is a very sensitive topic, isn't it? Very much. I think it's become more apparent that you should be careful when you're asking people if they're pregnant or they're having babies, because not everyone has a successful time. That's all I'm going to say about that matter. If they happen, they happen. But I'd love to have them. It's just whenever life lets me, you know? I'm still quite young though, in a way. Next question. This is my favourite question, and I say that because genuinely the favourite thing out of the whole day, now the whole day was brilliant from start to finish, legit from start to finish. However, the one moment that I can't really get out of my head was when I arrived and everything was a blur, people talking to me. I can't remember who was talking to me. It was one of them, and I went into the room because I didn't walk down the aisle. Chris was already sitting down because he was there first, and I kind of walked down a little path like in the room, so it was kind of like walking down the aisle, and he sat there and I sat down, and he looked at me, and honestly, that how he looked at me, I'll never ever forget. It was like a whole new love. It was just like we fell in love again. I don't know what it was. That is really cringy. But it is like, obviously, when you've got someone who's like your utmost like best friend, you share your life with one another, and you have that love between each other. I suppose you have those moments, and it genuinely was, and that was my favourite part of the day. It was the one that I remember the most, is how he looked at me, and I'm sure he'd probably feel the same. Now, some of the things that I really want to show you. Now, I showed you the DVD, which was cracking. I cried. It's like about an hour long. But the one thing that I really appreciate, now we had this from a lovely friend. I won't mention her or anything like that, just in case. But she got us a gift, and one of the gifts was this absolute stunning memory boxes, and it's got our names on the front with the day that we got married, and it's just in a beautiful white box with a white ribbon, and the print, it's just stunning. So what I've done is I've kept like my veil in here, just little accessories that I can keep, and yeah, I mean, it's just a stunning box, and some of the things, if I get to have like a daughter or anything, I'd love to hope that she can look into this box and hopefully look at the veil and everything. So of course I had to save all our wedding cards. Yeah, really, really special. So we've got all of those in the box. Let me just take them out. But another thing to touch up on, in terms of like accessories and things. So my dress, I got off Shein. It was 40 quid, 45 quid, something like that. But my mother-in-law actually got me that, and she got me some shoes. Luckily, I actually chose a dress that was just below the knee. It was really hot that day, so I can't believe it. I just fancied something different, but I felt like I wanted to still be a bride. I got these like glitter diamond sandals, which was on the sale because it was coming towards the end of August, so it was like the summer sale. She got me those as well. And yeah, I mean, all the accessories I got like from discounted stores. So if I told you that my veil was £8, it was £8. I remember going into an actual wedding shop. Now, obviously, these businesses do amazing, and go to them, of course, you know, they do amazing services. But like veils were like 50, 60 quid, and it was just, I just didn't want to be going down that route, especially being short notice. So I went onto a website, and it was £8, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Now it's going to be creased because I'm getting it out of the box, but yeah, so that's like the headpiece, and it comes down like this, right, and it's like got this embroidery at the bottom. I don't know if it was a lot more like not creased on the day, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's really, really long, as you can see, and it just came like over my arms like this. So I had it quite low, so I had it like that, and it was just beautiful. And the thought that that was like £8 was amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that. So like I said, if I have a daughter, she can have a look at it and she can play with it if it's only 8 quid. And also, because of my dress, there was nothing like rain. I wanted like a belt just to jazz it up a bit, so I got this absolute stunning belt. Now again, these can be really expensive in wedding shops, so it's like just a belt like that. So I had it round the front, and then it's just like a long ribbon, so you can tie it round the back, and they had like these little diamonds at the back, whatever. You didn't really see that because of the veil, but yeah, I just had it like round the waist, and it was just stunning. So I got that, which I wore, and then I've kept some things from like the, you know, it's like the decoration, like a banner and whatever. And then one of the things that I did get, I think this was £11.99. I got this like robe, and it's got like bride at the back. It's like a silky robe. I couldn't wear it because it was so hot on the day, which was a shame, but I did get a picture. But yeah, £11.99 for a robe, and I've got like the ribbon. I've kept that in there. It's a shame really, because someone else could possibly get some use out of that. I don't know, I might maybe give it away, but even still, I've got that for my memories. And then for what is it, my accessories, I wanted like a pearly necklace. I think because I had like a pearls in this, I wanted like a pearly necklace. So I was like, I'm gonna go and hunt in charity shops, and I went to Bridge North one of the days, and I went in all the charity shops, and this one particular charity shop in like the glass cabinet, they had like lovely pearl necklaces. So it's like quite old fashioned, I believe. Like you don't really see necklaces like that, do you? But like, yeah, it was just a beautiful like pearly necklace, and I just had that round my neck, and that was £3 in a charity shop, so that was a real bargain. I have got some other accessories. I don't know, I had like something that clips at the back of my hair, but I don't know where I've put that. It's not in here, so it's got to be somewhere in my jewellery box or something. But I got loads of like hair accessories off like this discounted site. So like some of these that I had in my hair, which are really pretty. I think I've got more of these, but like literally they cost me like £3. So I literally had like these like in the back of my hair, like, you know, in the bun. I literally created it all myself. So yeah, actually these need to go in here, don't they? But I thought I'd keep them out just in case I use them again. But yeah, so I think that is pretty much all that I wanted to show you. Now this video is definitely going to be really long. I'll try and edit it the best I can, but I don't know how it's going to work, so you either watch it or you don't. But yeah, I don't think there's anything I need else to show you. But that was our story for the wedding, and my advice to anyone, just do whatever you want to do. Don't listen to anyone. Try your best not to, and just go with your heart. And sometimes when you do that, the best things come out of the plan. You know what I mean? Like, I never, when I originally in August wanted to look into the wedding, we never told anyone. We literally just like done it, and then was like, getting married 7th of September, you coming or you're not? If you're not, then that's fine. If you are, then we love you lots. And that is literally how it all planned out. So, yeah, I'm going to spend the day with my husband now. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did, and let me know what your wedding day was like. That would be really interesting. And like I said, I'll put everything in the description below if you want to look at the wedding video and everything like that. And yeah, take care, guys. Ciao, a bit.